Hello everybody, this is Sarcoth Haven, and I'm going to be doing my first tutorial on how to install the Starvation mod on your personal computer so that you can get the client so this way you'll be able to connect to the server that I currently have set up for my subscribers and supporters. So let's begin. First, open up your Steam client. You want to then go to your library tab. This will bring up your game list. You want to go down to 7 Days to Die. It's usually right at the top since it starts with a number. Right click on that, go to Properties. You want to then go to the Local Files tab. You want to do Browse Local Files. This will bring up a list of every one of the files in your 7 Days to Die game folder. This will be in your Steam Apps Common folder, and you'll find out with all the other games you have installed. Select everything in there. We're going to delete it all. So you can hold down Shift and press the delete button and then say yes, so you permanently delete everything. Then what we'll do is we can close that window, and we're going to then switch over to the Betas tab in your properties, and we're going to select, it's usually going to be defaulted to none, meaning you're opting out of the betas, which means you automatically get all the updates. So we don't want to get the updates. We want to strictly be using the 16.4 stable. This will prevent your files from getting updated automatically, messing up anything you've got running, like the Starvation mod, and also for the Backpack mod. So we'll go back to the local files, and we're gonna do verify the integrity of game files. This will get started. You can close that, and now it's going to start downloading and updating your files. We can now close this window, it's no longer needed. And while we're waiting, the next thing you want to do is visit the Discord server, go to the Starvation Mod channel on the Discord, and there's going to be a link there for an actual file. And I'll show you what that file looks like while we're waiting for that to all get done. So the file is called the assembly-c#.dll file. You want to download the file, save it somewhere like on your desktop or wherever you want to save it, just temporarily. You're not going to need it very long. Once we get the Starvation mod installed, this will be like the last step that we have to do. But we're going to do some testing first, and I'm going to show you guys what to expect as you're updating and stuff like that. So we're just going to wait a few more minutes. I'm going to mute this until the download is complete, and I'll be right back. All right, so now we can see that the installation of the 7 Days Die is a fresh install. We can close that down. We can go back to the library. We can go back to the properties. We can then go to the local files and do browse local files again. I know I said we could close it, but now you can see that all the files are reinstalled, and this pretty much is ready to go. So we don't need this right now. So the next step, let's close the Steam client. We're going to install the 7 Days to Die launcher. I'm going to include a link to that here in the description, so make sure you go ahead and get that installed. That's something you really didn't want to do while the Steam was updating anyway. You could if you feel comfortable with it, but I like to just run one thing at a time. So get that installed, and then pause this until you're ready. And once the 7 Days to Die launcher is installed, go ahead and click on this. It's going to bring up a verifying. You can click run. I believe if you set that to run as admin permanently, you can probably get it to avoid that, but I don't like doing that for some of the files. To my knowledge, you might start in advanced mode. I recommend clicking the simple mode. It's here in the top left. You're going to want to go down to the Starvation mod, expand that. This won't be checked yet. It'll probably have a little bit of it'll have a red X next to it. And then you want to make sure that this folder is the same folder that you just updated. So the Steam Apps Common 7 Days to Die, it's the same one that I just updated. So what we're going to do is if enable EAC is checked, uncheck it, and you can do the force mod download, and pretty much just keep it this way, and then click the play mod. What it's doing now is it's installing the Starvation Mod 16.4 update. Maybe if there's any other updates they have going on in there that they've done since 16.4 came out, they could be in there too. But it looks like it's just going to be the 16.4 right now. And one thing you'll also notice too, once it's done with this installation of the Starvation Mod, it's going to automatically start the game for you. The first time when it's done with the installation, it does take a little bit longer, I feel, to upload or to start the actual 7 Days to Die game. So just be patient, wait for it to start up, and wait for it to finish loading everything. You'll see a bunch of things loading once the game comes up. All right, so at this point, everything has been loaded. Starvation Mod is now actually installed on your computer. We don't want to jump into anything yet, so click on the quit button so we can get out of the 7 Days to Die game and it can close. We don't need the Starvation Mod or the 7 Days to Die mod launcher anymore, so you can close that. The next step is let's go back and let's I guess bring up Steam again. Sorry, I keep doing this. I should have kept it open. But let's go back to your library, go back to the properties of 7 Days to Die, unless you still have the folder up. We'll do browse local files. So the next step is we want to copy this assembly-c#.dll that I had you download earlier in the video. You want to go to your 7 Days to Die, manage folder, and you just want to pretty much just copy this file directly to here. And we're going to replace the file in this destination. Click that, and now you're currently running the DLL that I created, so this way you guys can use the 72 backpack mod. All right, we are almost done. Let's go back to your 7 Days to Die folder here. You're going to have 3 executables. These are the application files, and they might, depending on how you have your view set up, they might be exe files, but you can tell they have the icon next to them for the 7 Days to Die, and they're called application. So there's only 3 of them. We do not want to run the EAC one. We want this one. So what we're going to do, the very top one is called 7 Days to Die, and if you have the extensions turned on, it'll have .exe. Otherwise, just make sure it's application, and it's about 20,000 kilobytes. So what we want to do then is right-click on that, do Send To, do Desktop, create shortcut. Now I swear we are now done with this folder. You can close it again. Close everything. Pretty much everything else is not needed anymore. We now have this 7 Days to Die shortcut right here. What we're going to do is, I like to rename it to 7 Days to Die, and then Starvation Mod. So there we go. This is all you're going to need to start the game from now on until there's an update. So when there's an update, we'll give some further instructions on Discord. It's mostly going to be the same stuff you did here. You probably do not have to reinstall the game. You'll just have to do patches instead. But if you have any questions, you can always ask me on Discord. I'm always willing to help out the best I can, but we'll now start the game up. Everything should work. If everything works correctly, when we load into the game onto the server information is also going to be in the Discord, so keep an eye on it there. And let's wait for this to finish loading up. And and also for those that do not have the password to our server, just go ahead and send one of the current players a message. You can always send me a message. I'll gladly send it to you. If you've played on one of my previous servers, it's usually the same password, so you don't really have to go hunting for one. But if you don't remember what it was, feel free to ask any of the players. We'll gladly help. Ask in the 7 Days to Die channel. The info for the Starvation Mod is in the 7 Days to Die Starvation channel, but you should ask any questions about 7 Days to Die in the 7 Days to Die channel instead. All right, so if I did everything correctly, we should be able to log into the server here. This is the current IP and port. This is going to be changing really soon because the server admin is moving, and she's going to be having a completely different IP address, and she might keep the same port, but we'll see when she does that. Anyway, go ahead and click on connect. Hopefully the server's up. You'll have to enter the password on that second screen, or the first time you join, it'll say you have to enter the password, so it'll start logging in. Now, if this works, you'll see stuff in my inventory backpack on the last line. Normally, there's only 32 slots in your backpack. This increases it to 72 slots in your backpack. So, obviously, that's a lot more than what you had initially. And let's see, as soon as it's about to log in here. No whammies. If I messed up, that means I lost everything I had in my backpack. So I'm really hoping none of the steps were wrong. All right. So apparently I logged off. Doesn't matter, right? There we go. There's all the stuff that I had last night, and all the items are. So I believe so this is 12 to 24, and then up to here would be the 32 slots, I believe. So that means everything after that is still here because I installed it correctly. And that's all you need to do. And I mean, I think it's pretty easy. This video is taking probably about, I don't know, 10 minutes to do. So I hope it works out for everybody. And I hope to see you in the 7 Days to Die game as soon as you can get in. So thanks for watching, everybody. Please hit the like button and comment. Always appreciate the comments. And for any of the people who are new to our servers, and if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Thanks a lot.